when I first started talking about radical, revolutionary, crazy people in the White House and surrounding this system, did you at first believe it?
I believed it. And we tried to wave some red flags in the election, John McCain and I, and those around us, as to what was coming. The obvious red flags, the redistribution of wealth statement that President Obama had said as a candidate. And we were perplexed at the end of the day that people heard those statements and yet still chose that route.
It killed me to vote for John McCain. And I voted for John McCain because of you. John McCain is a progressive. John McCain, he's an honorable man.
He is an honorable man.
He's an honorable man. And that goes a long way. That's a rare island to find. He's an honorable man. But he's also a progressive. He's big government. He was for the bank bailouts. He was for the health care. He's for all of it. He's for all of it.
Look what he's doing now, though. He, along with, I think, a whole lot of other politicians, are saying, maybe that more progressive road that we were on is not accepted by the electorate anymore. And that's why you see poll numbers changing. That's why you see pressure from the Tea Party movement, from others wanting to, wanting those common sense conservative values ushered back in. Look what he's doing now. He's the one leading the fight against government taking over health care.
Do you believe, I don't believe any of these people anymore. Their time for mea culpa was over. You know, when they lost in 2006, because they were big spenders and they violated everything that they said that they were going to do, that was the time for them to come out and go, gee, I'm a dummy. I got lost. I've been lying, cheating, and stealing. I get it. They didn't do it. Then they lost with John McCain. Still didn't do it. When they come out now, this close to the election, why, as a voter, should I believe them?
A lot of voters won't believe any kind of change there in their thinking or the policies that they want to see implemented, and that's why you're going to see made manifest this anti-incumbency sentiment that so many of us are kind of embracing right now. And there'll be some exceptions with some of the incumbents, but overall I think people are saying, no, now's the time where a lesson is going to be learned.
Do you think there's going to be any difference between Chris Dodd and Blumenthal? It's the party, not the people. It's the parties, not the people. At this point, don't you think?
There is hope, though. There is some time for change here in these coming months. It all is incumbent upon the people, their voice, how loud they want their voice, how insistent they are that their candidates listen to them, actually hear what they are saying, actually hear these common sense solutions that are so clear to so many of us to be implemented to meet these healthcare challenges and to shrink government, not grow it, not hand this immoral debt to our children and grandchildren. Common sense solutions that sometimes we're made to feel stupid because we believe in these common sense solutions and they try to complicate things and try to confuse the electorate. Yeah, there's so much frustration out there, but I'm not going to lose hope that in these coming months before this midterm election, before these 2010 elections face us, I'm not going to lose hope that things won't change.
Oh, things will change. I think the paradigm, I say it on my show all the time, the paradigm is about to change. Everything is unsustainable.
Yeah.
The media, the way it's being done right now, unsustainable.
Yes.
The debt, unsustainable. Politics, the way we collect votes, it's all unsustainable. Trust, the way it is now, unsustainable. I feel like we're on the verge of, I don't even know what it felt like at the edge of the Industrial Revolution, or the edge of the American Revolution, or the Civil War, or any of the times at the end of World War II, where you could feel it, and it's always been a good thing in America except for Civil War, where you could feel, wow, things are going to change.
Yeah.
What do we change into?
And I think things are going to change too, and if you look back in history, you see that it is about every 200 years something drastically changes in a society, in a culture, in a governmental system. We're due for that change. Just on a historical perspective shows us that, yeah, something's coming.
Have you seen the case that I've made on Cloward and Piven, and that they are intentionally trying to spend us into oblivion?
Yes.
Do you believe it?
I do. I do believe that, because again, Glenn, we can't be so stupid as to see these common sense solutions. Hey, government, quit thinking that the solution to the healthcare problem today is for government to take it over and run a system better than the private sector system. We see something like that, we scratch our heads and say, well, what are we missing? It's a ridiculous notion that the White House has to take over healthcare and think that they can run it better. We cannot be missing something so blatantly. It has to be purposeful, what they are doing. Otherwise, I would say, Glenn, that there is no hope, that there are no solutions.
You see that the Fed made Exxon had their record profit a couple of years ago was $45 billion. The Fed just had record profit, over $50 billion. Nobody's having hearings on the Fed. Nobody is looking for a windfall profit tax on the Fed. Nobody seems to. We can't even open the Fed's books.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on the Fed?
It's so ironic there, too, especially that you bring up this private sector company, Exxon, because in Alaska, we saw what was going on with Exxon, and we did have our own hearings on what was going on with this private sector company and how could the state of Alaska adjust some things to make sure that there was a share of the resource. Yet you're right, nobody has even lifted a finger to go that route with the Fed. And it's a scary thing. It's one of those things that we're thankful for, Glenn, that you're bringing this to light. And I don't know anybody else who is. Certainly nobody else who has a platform or the megaphone like you do.
And we have to take a break here. I just want to end with this question. Is universal health care constitutional?
I don't believe that it is constitutional. I believe that it violates the 10th Amendment. I believe it usurps states' rights. I believe that it is, aside from the unconstitutional aspect of this, I think it is the most wrong-headed thing that Obama is trying to cram down our throat. And I cannot believe, I know that people are outraged about it, but I cannot believe that those on Capitol Hill are still not listening to the outrage of the people and still want to see this thing get crammed down our throat.
You have to ask yourself why. They're all throwing themselves on the altar of this. The bribes, the corruption, the coercion, the SEIU, break your kneecaps kind of stuff. I said a year ago, it was a year ago Christmas, a year from now, you will not recognize your country. Put yourself back a year ago last Christmas. Go into a coma. Wake up. Do you recognize your country? Already,
this change is creating this unrecognizable system that we're a part of. But yeah, with the especially with the health care, when incumbents are even willing to give up their power, their seat, when they're saying, hey, if it costs me my seat in Congress, it costs me my seat in Congress. I'm going to cram this thing through anyway. That's a scary, scary thing to consider.
It's not if they're doing it on principles. It is if they're doing it for bribes, money, power, position. Labor.
I want to know what their principles are then. I want to know why they think that this is principled at all.
Exactly right. Okay, back in just a second.